Picture a crowded clinic somewhere in Kenya. Volunteers are rolling up their sleeves. There's this sense of anticipation. Could this shot finally shift the global fight against tuberculosis?
And today is May 16th, 2025. Tuberculosis still claims more than 1.5 million lives every year, mostly in low and middle-income countries. I saw this headline about a new TB vaccine trial. Is this moment really as significant as it sounds?
It really is. The key here is both scale and speed. The Phase 3 trial for the M72 AS01E vaccine has just wrapped up enrolling 20,000 participants across South Africa, Kenya, Malawi, Zambia, and Indonesia, and they did it faster than anyone predicted. This is the biggest leap in TB prevention we've seen in nearly a century.
But why has it taken so long to get a new TB vaccine this far? We've had the BCG vaccine for over 100 years, haven't we?
Yes, exactly. The BCG vaccine dates all the way back to 1921. It's mainly effective at protecting babies and young children from the most severe forms of TB. But it doesn't do much for teenagers and adults, especially when it comes to pulmonary TB, which is the most common and contagious form.
So what makes the M72 AS01E vaccine different?
This vaccine's designed for adults and teens. Instead of using the whole bacterium, it fuses together two protein fragments from the TB bacterium, forming what's called M72. That's paired with an adjuvant, AS01E, to give the immune response a boost. That same adjuvant's already used in vaccines for shingles, like Shingrix, and even in the malaria vaccine, RTS.
And how's it actually performed so far?
In Phase 2b trials, it showed around 50% efficacy in stopping active pulmonary TB among adults who already had latent TB infection. That's a big step up from what BCG can offer for this group.
But how did they manage to enroll 20,000 people so quickly? TB trials usually have trouble finding enough participants.
This time, the trial sites were chosen in places hit hardest by TB. The teams built relationships with local communities right from the beginning. People there know TB all too well, so there was a real foundation of trust. A lot of volunteers stepped up because they've seen the disease's effects firsthand.
So, is this a new model for how global health trials could work? That level of community engagement?
It is. This trial's a partnership. Gates Medical Research Institute, Gates Foundation, Wellcome, GSK, and local research teams, all working together. The rapid enrollment shows what can happen when you bring communities in and when multiple organizations coordinate.
Now that enrollment's done, what's next? When might this vaccine actually be available?
The trial will continue for 3 to 5 years, depending on how quickly enough participants develop pulmonary TB. Once there's enough data, the analysis starts. If the results look good, they'll submit everything to regulators and apply for WHO pre-qualification.
So even with a successful trial, there's still regulatory review, manufacturing, distribution. How long could all of that take?
Best case, we're looking at 3 to 5 years from now. But it really depends on how quickly the trial progresses, the speed of the data analysis, and how fast the regulators move.
And when it comes to actually rolling this out worldwide, especially in places with weaker health systems, what are the main obstacles?
Funding's a big one. Then you've got to build supply chains and strengthen healthcare infrastructure, especially in low-income countries. Even with a working vaccine, it won't mean much if it can't reach the people who need it.
Who's actually responsible for getting the vaccine to those populations?
GSK will supply the adjuvant once the vaccine is licensed. Organizations like Gavi could help fund vaccination programs. But governments, the WHO, and local health systems, all of them need to coordinate to make it happen.
If this vaccine works as hoped, what's the potential global impact?
The WHO estimates it could prevent 76 million new TB cases and save 8.5 million lives over the next 25 years. That's the kind of impact we're talking about.
What's the main lesson from this trial so far? Is it the science, the partnerships, or something else?
It's really a mix. Scientific innovation is essential, but so is building trust in communities and forging international partnerships. Those are the ingredients that move global health forward.
If someone's listening and wants to make a difference, what can they actually do?
Stay informed, support organizations working on TB research, and advocate for continued investment in vaccine development and fair access. The story's still unfolding.
So today we've gone over the science behind the new TB vaccine, the importance of working with communities, and the challenges ahead in getting it to those who need it. Thanks for joining us. Stay curious and keep questioning.
And thank you for listening. The battle against TB is entering a new phase. Let's see where it takes us.